Καλησπέρα σε όλους. Καλώς ορίσατε στο webinar για το CTV στην Ελλάδα, που με πολύ χαρά ξεκινάμε τη συνεργασία με την LG για ένα τόσο σημαντικό νέο τομέα στο κομμάτι της online διαφήμισης και της διαφήμισης γενικότερα. Ελπίζω να είστε όλοι καλά, να έχετε απολαύσει τα χιόνια και το κρύο με ηρεμία και θαλπορή και ασφάλεια, και να είστε έτοιμοι να δείτε μαζί μας τι καινούριο έχουμε και πώς μπορούμε να κάνουμε μαζί enhance το πορτφόλιο των υπηρεσιών για τους διαφημιζόμενους και όσοι είστε από τις διαφημιστικές εταιρείες για τους πελάτες σας. Είμαστε πάρα πολύ χαρούμενοι ειλικρινά, και με την ευκαιρία αυτή θέλω να καλωσορίσω. I would like to welcome Serge Mata. Serge is the president of LG Ad Solutions. Serge, come on stage to say good morning, because in New York, or you are in Puerto Rico, is early in the morning. Serge has a lot of experience in the area of marketing. Welcome, Serge. So glad we were together.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you, Irina. Listen, guys, really excited to be here and announce this partnership that we have with Across Media. We look at our different partners across the globe, and we do a very selective process going in, and we decided to go with Across Media for our exclusive provider for our CTV offerings in both Greece and Cyprus, and potentially also other areas across the globe. A bit of background about us. So we're part of LG Electronics. LG is one of the largest electronics companies in the world. It's between us and Samsung. We have 130 million TVs globally. We have washers, dryers, vacuum cleaners, you name it. LG is a truly household name, right? There is very few brands out there that is a household name. LG is definitely one of them. Now, our relationship with Across Media gives them full exclusive rights to sell our products and services in Greece and in Cyprus. A lot of that is going to be presented today, of what we have, depending on when you turn on the TV, there's a bunch of different ad units that they now can target using leveraging all sorts of media entertainment advertisers, general market advertisers can leverage those ad units. We also have proprietary, we own the glass, we own the TV, right? So our distribution is massive, but we also have proprietary software that sits on these TVs that we're able to see what people are watching in a privacy-friendly manner. So leveraging all of that data, we can apply it and use it for better targeting. So we call that ACR. You'll hear the word ACR a lot. Just a very high level. It's software that sits on the TV that we're able to then create very detailed segments for targeting on the TV. We don't only want to just target on the TVs. We also can do cross-device. So that's also very important for us. So we know that this is an LG household, and we can potentially target them on their mobile phone, on their desktop, on their PC, wherever really they want to go, because we want to get their attention, not just on the TV, but also across the world, across all devices. And then while we mentioned Greece and Cyprus, those are obviously the two most important countries, but we live in a global world, right? And so we have TVs all over the world, and you can leverage that as part of all of your advertising campaigns. So if there's a Greek advertiser, if it's the Greek tourism, if it's whatever the case may be, a multinational brand based in Greece, and you want to advertise to folks to consumers in the US, in Canada, in the UK, in Germany, that is all possible with us because we are truly a global multinational brand. So we're excited. We're really excited about this partnership. I would have loved to be there in person, but I think over the next couple of weeks we will come and celebrate and hopefully meet a lot of clients while we're in Athens. So I'll hand it off back to Irini. And
thank you, Serge. I mean, we are waiting to go out and have a nice ouzo or krasi to celebrate together with our clients and friends.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are excited. We are free.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Enjoy the day. Thank you, Serge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And then let's proceed with Ed Way. Ed is the VP of LG Ad Solutions for Europe, and he's very, very experienced. Ed, really thrilled you are with us today, and I hope you provide the very best of your experience to our audience, so we get a better understanding of the offering and what LG CTV ads means for global perspective, of course, and for Greece. Thank you, Ed. I will leave the stage, leave you alone, and see you. Okay. Thank you.
So much, Irini. Well, just to reiterate what Serge says by way of introduction, we couldn't be more excited about our partnership with Across. My name is Ed Whale. I'm the VP for Europe here at LG Ad Solutions, and delighted to be here today to kind of walk through, a little bit more detail, perhaps on who we are and some of the global trends that we're seeing kind of drive, the relevance of smart TV manufacturers like ourselves in the advertising ecosystem in the context of brand marketing. So I believe that you're able to see my screen. I'm sharing a presentation now. And before we kind of dive into that, I just wanted to share a quick video that outlines kind of the key pillars of what we bring to the market. Great. I want to talk a little bit in more detail about LG and our global footprint. So, as kind of Serge touched on, LG is the second largest device manufacturer of smart TVs globally. What we tend to speak to is that 1 in every 2 smart TVs bought globally is either a Samsung or an LG. Our TVs continue to lead the pack, let's say, in terms of OLED kind of picture quality, but also the functionality that our operating system is bringing to our customers. And that's something that we've kind of garnered multiple awards for year after year in kind of key trade shows like CES. As you can see, we have a truly global footprint, 130 million TVs globally. And really in every major media market, there is a significant footprint of active TVs that our brands and partners are leveraging for their purposes. And Greece is no exception. This is important, right? Because delivering meaningful business outcomes really does require scale. And that's something that we kind of pride ourselves on over here at LG. So with the creation of LG Ad Solutions, this really represents a doubling down, an investment in the advertising arm of LG, the smart TV manufacturer. And there are some key trends that are happening at a global level that really sit behind an investment like that. And I want to speak to a few of those today and share that with you. The first kind of major trend is just in general, overall smart TV adoption. What you're looking at here is kind of global smart TV penetration. You can see there is really one direction of travel, albeit markets move at different speeds and there are different levels of penetration. What we're seeing is that smart TV functionality is becoming more accessible to wider audiences, and it's being well received, given as reflected in the kind of penetration numbers here. In the US and UK markets, we're reaching near saturation. But as I said, it's the same direction of travel in all markets across the globe. The second kind of trend I wanted to touch on is really how viewers are utilizing their smart TVs. And how really users are accessing what we call streamed content delivered over the public internet. Viewers have had historically many options and continue to have many options to bring kind of smart TV functionality and streaming capabilities to their TV devices. Be that plugging in a set-top box, plugging in a games console or a smart streaming stick to the device itself to enable that streamed content. That was really the trend that we were seeing historically. What we're seeing now, however, is with the improvements of smart TV functionality, that it is the main big screen, the smart TV device, that represents the primary method for viewers accessing streamed content. We saw that stat you were looking at was from the UK regulator here in the UK market. We also run that survey across Europe to kind of understand really how users are leveraging their smart TV device to access streamed content. And we saw it reflected time and time again that over half of respondents to our survey shared that for streamed content, the smart TV is the primary method by which they attempt to access that streamed content. So, there's a reason for that, of course. And the reason for that is that the TVs themselves have become a lot smarter over the last few years. What's sitting behind that trend? Well, really it is primarily led by improvements in the operating system. It wasn't so long ago, right, that actually attempting to use your smart TV to watch streamed content was a pretty clunky experience. And I think that's where some of those peripheral devices managed to gain market share. But over time, as broadband speeds have improved, as the operating systems have improved, that experience now of accessing streamed content from your single device has become a great deal better. And it would make sense, of course, that audiences want a simple experience with one main primary device that caters to all of their needs. We're also seeing more use cases, the way in which audiences are using their smart TVs evolve and develop. So content discovery, we've spoken about, the idea of universal search for content across all different types of applications, AirPlaying capabilities, connecting your phone and streaming directly to your TV, support for cloud gaming, and even artwork displays, are coming to the fore as well on the smart TV device. So we're seeing a huge amount of improvements in the operating system. In the advertising context, we're also offering, and Georgia will come onto this in more detail around the different kind of experiences that are being made available. But we're seeing brands and partners leveraging, the canvas of that operating system to deliver really interesting and innovative, interactions and experiences from a brand marketing standpoint. Not to mention that there's been an absolute explosion of streaming applications in the marketplace. It could probably be the best time for viewers in terms of the total amount of content that they have available to themselves. So we see so many streaming services gaining real traction amongst audiences, and that has created a challenge. It's created a challenge for brands and marketers who now are effectively facing a more fragmented TV landscape. You know, historically, linear TV would provide the primary method for reaching those audiences. But of course, as audiences get more and more involved in subscription video on demand streaming, some of those commercial advertising opportunities have gone away. And so delivering the same level of reach is becoming more of a challenge. There is a perception that that has a concentration in younger demographics, and that certainly does skew that way. But it is also the case that the whole full spectrum of demographics are delighted by the streaming experience. And so we see this shift really universally across the landscape. And finally, you know, again, within the advertising context, you know, as Serge touched on around ACR, manufacturers like LG and LG Ad Solutions have deployed intelligent software across the TV devices to understand TV viewership at the device level. And that, you know, really underpins a lot of what we bring to the table in terms of targetable segments and so on. So I want to speak to a third and final trend here, and that is the shift from linear to streaming. You're looking at a snapshot of Europe at the present moment on screen that shows, you know, that roughly where we are at in terms of total viewing time across the LG footprint between streaming and linear TV. When we talk about streaming in this context, that refers to subscription video on demand. It refers to advertising supported video on demand, fast channels, the whole bucket, right? Just what we want to show here is that actually we're at a kind of a midpoint. You know, markets are moving at different speeds. If you take this chart and you apply it to the US, you see a really high incidence of streaming, while linear is really in steady decline. And as you move across Europe, you see the same direction of travel, but moving at different speeds. So it is the case that in Europe, we are at a more halfway point. But that is why I think, you know, working with a data set that allows you to understand at the device level what is going on between linear TV and streaming, such that you're able to tie together your linear TV activations and your connected TV activations is a really powerful combination. So regardless of viewing type, you know, whether that's a set-top box, whether it's a streaming application, whether it's linear TV, free to air, really the final delivery point for any type of content is the screen itself. You know, so we speak about how LG own the glass, and there are some real benefits, obviously, to being able to see and understand at a really granular level what is happening on the TV device. We speak to OEM data, original equipment manufacturer data, and this is really designed to give you a bit more of a flavor of the types of sources of information that we're able to leverage to then build targetable segments for our brand marketers. So there's really two main sources of information. The first is the web OS, the operating system. You know, that is the system that we've discussed is the basis for accessing streamed content on smart TV devices. Through that data set, we're able to see app usage. Which apps are you using? When are you tapping into those particular experiences? If you have devices plugged into the TV, we're able to detect that. Games, consoles, set-top boxes, and so on. That really kind of is what's comprised within the operating system data set. And then we have ACR, automatic content recognition. That is proprietary technology that LG Ads has deployed across the LG Smart TV footprint that helps us to understand exactly what has been viewed on linear TV, again, in a privacy-safe manner with an active opt-in required for that measurement to be able to take place. But that forms the basis really of understanding, is this a light linear household, a heavy linear household? What kind of genres of linear TV are most popular within this household? And even as we get more and more sophisticated, understanding, has this household been exposed to my linear TV ad? If they have, can I build frequency with CTV activations? Or if they haven't, can I drive incremental reach to my linear TV activations? So that's just a whistle-stop tour really of who we are, our global footprint, and some of the key trends that we're seeing in the marketplace that again are driving relevance and interest across the spectrum of brands and marketers with companies like LG. So thank you so much for your attention, and I will pass it over to Georgia now.
Ed, thank you so much. There are so many questions out there in the chat. Please have a look and get ready for the Q&A at the end.
Looking forward
of the webinar. Thank you. I believe you shared the critical info about data sourcing, and see you later on the Q&A. Thank you, Ed.
See you later.
Thank you. Let's welcome Georgia. Georgia, καλησπέρα. Georgia will give you the essence of how we can do it together local with LG TV ads and get a better understanding on how we execute together with you. We're gonna learn the new media with you. We'll try our best to manage and handle at our best market expectations. To be honest, we are very thrilled because last week when we announced through Daily Facts our cooperation with LG, it was a great reaction of the market. So let's do new and great campaigns together. Georgia, floor is yours. I leave you alone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you all for attending our event. Honestly, it's a great honor for us to have you all here in our webinar today. After all these remarkable things said by our partners, I think it's time to deep dive to the local product activation in Greece, the real CTV offering. Our new exclusive partnership, as said, with LG is a reality for Greece, and we're here to create for you great CTV campaigns introduced for the very first time to our market. Our agenda for today begins with the targeting capabilities of LG ads and how we can achieve unique reach through CTV buying. So apart from offering access to a broad TV audience, LG ads provide precise targeting to granular segments too, like heavy streamers, gamers, sports fans, family-oriented audiences, movie fans, and other popular segments we see here in this slide. And how are all these audiences built anyway? Let's see now how LG automatic content recognition technology works. So number one, TV content and ads air across linear and streaming services. Number two, we create a unique digital signature for each ad coming from all kinds of national feeds. And this signature is stored in our TV database. Number three, all ads and program details like network, show name, time of airing are frame by frame analyzed by our server-side software. Number four, when the viewer opts in, anonymized data on viewership behavior are being collected. These ACR data are used for building segments, custom segments, and serving ads in the premium LG Smart TVs ad inventory. Last but not least, the ACR data can be also paired with third-party demographic, location, and behavioral and other signals, and at the same time are being monitored by performance, real-time measurement, insights, and attribution perspective. The uniqueness of this ACR technology, this unique technology, generates opportunities and tactics for getting the optimum result of targeting. We have 4 recommended methods for reaching your target audiences, and these are TV frequency optimization for targeting lower frequency ad viewers, TV reach optimization for finding unreached viewers or even suppressing high frequency viewers, TV conquest targeting for retargeting viewers of TV ads from any brand in your industry, and 4th, TV content targeting for targeting any journal, network, program, or any paid streaming app. And let's see now, what about inventory? Our local volume of inventory and supply counts more than 650,000 TV sets, 45 million monthly available impressions, and all this along with the LG Creative Suite as a dominant solution, ready to host all image and video formats in one execution. In terms of reporting and measurement, we can have the standard metrics of impressions, clicks, click-through rate, unique devices, and frequency. We continue now with the second part of our presentation today, the placements and the formats, completing this unique and exclusive CTV offering. All native ads run across the LG TV and are fixed positioned placements. Viewer interactions are measured, as all ads can be clicked, and targeting can take place, as a capability of this new service, as previously mentioned. And let's run through now all formats one by one, beginning with the home launcher, which sits on the home screen, along with the Hello ad. And watch here how the user can interact with the Hello placement, actually. And be redirected to the video. One other format of the home screen as well is the wedge that we see here on the left side of the screen. And here we have the impressive carousel format. And we see here the image version. Here is the video version of the carousel. And a companion one, which means that image and video elements can be combined together here. We continue with the image version of the hero ad that we see up and left, the video as an available option. And finally, we come across the extra large billboard on the screen of the LG content store. But let's watch now together some videos, some more precise videos, which demonstrate how the viewers can interact with the formats. We see here how the hero ad is clicked and is directed, and the viewer sees a video ad. On a familiar example, we see how the hero is clicked and we go to a custom landing page. the click goes to an app, to an application with user install. Great. The third and last part now of our presentation refers to the booking options, and the execution part of Greek LG Ads offering. So there are two types of buying models. We have the exclusive events, the roadblocks, where you can book a time-based and fixed-based presence to specific time zones. We see here 24-hour, 12-hour, 6-hour prime time, where the advertiser can take the 100% share of voice, either in weekdays or in weekends. And the rotational buying for a more even distribution of exposure, where ACR targeting capabilities are included here. So for today, that's all from me. Thank you so much for your attention.
Georgia, thank you. Σε ευχαριστούμε. I believe you got a better understanding, not a deep understanding, of course, because we are in the very first days of the new media for us, and we do it together with you. But I believe you have now a better picture of what is really meaning LG CTV ads, to clarify that this is a managed service offered by us, by a cross-media exclusively, and it's not a programmatic inventory for any country in the world. Ed, if you are still here, come on stage, and
here I am.
We have some nice questions from our friends. So
Great.
you're here to answer. From Yanis, I'm starting from the end to the top. So from Yanis is asking, is it clear that we can target different countries? However, can we apply geo-targeting in a more deep down level in a country, I mean in a geolocation edge?
Yeah, great. Thank you for the question. We certainly can go down to city level with geo-targeting, but what I will say is that at the briefing stage, we run all kind of brand objectives for a particular activation through what we call a feasibility process to ensure that, you know, we can meet whatever objective might be, you know, included within the brief. But yes, we can get to a more granular geo level than just high level country.
I believe this is very important for retail advertisers and for advertisers with a specific distribution, you know, on a local level. And of course, for all our travel and international clients that wish to target audiences in bigger markets like US or UK, that, you know, localization is very meaningful. So yes, Yanis, we can do it.
I'd say the other piece to that is, again, pending kind of feasibility and understanding the requirements, is the idea of dynamic creative optimization as well. So being able to serve differing messages depending on a specific geographic region. And that is a solution that today we support in certain markets. And so we can talk about that at more length in the future.
Great. And this is also for grocery and retail. You know that it's a big market out there, that they have continuously offerings to specific areas for specific products and so on.
Right.
Do we have DCO in our ad suite is another question. DCO.
That was what we were just referring to, I guess, in the chat just now, right? DCO, dynamic content optimization. It is
exactly.
It is a supported feature in certain markets, and we can follow up with the capabilities specifically for your market as well.
Okay, that's great. Let's proceed. Any attention or viewability measurement can be applied to LG CTV ad campaigns, is asking Vaso. Vaso is asking.
Great question. We are lots of questions today. That's great. So we do support third-party measurements from certain providers that have gone through a certification with LG. Typical viewability measurement obviously stems from a browser-based environment. So the solutions that are available in market don't always translate well to the CTV environment, which is just a feature of the market in general. But there are some solutions that are available. Those are select and supported across LG devices. And then the final thing I'd say about this is that we're talking about, in many ways, a full screen ad experience, right? There is nowhere, it's a different type of environment than, say, a web page where you're scrolling down and, units move and so on across the page. So inherently, it is a viewable placement. And as some of the providers, the large providers of viewability kind of measurement, improve their solutions, we're absolutely working with them to be able to support that.
So to be honest, there is a compatibility in how we can go to operating systems of smart TVs to apply the online experience, and we are here to wait the global practices. Vaso, we stay tuned, we'll do the best to cover viewability, but I believe that it's obvious that viewability is extremely high when a viewer is sitting in front of the big screen. So let's proceed. Vaso is also asking if we do have any trend between linear and streaming, share of audiences viewing linear and streaming. Ed, give me the opportunity to answer and correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I believe that through ACR, and now Vaso we will ingest with the LG mechanics and engineers all the linear TV programming in Greece, among all channels. This ingest process will take almost a month, right, Ed?
That's correct, yeah.
And along this process, of course, we're going to ingest the behaviors for REST applications. So stay tuned, and we'll be shortly back to the market with enhanced data about the viewers' behavior for Greeks coming through LG data analytics and signals. So this is something to be answered very soon.
That's correct. We just to add on to that, between our operating system data set and the impending deployment of ACR, we will be able to build increasingly sophisticated pictures about the profile of the Greek smart TV viewer, and we'll be excited to share that with you.
That's great. Technology is working with us, for us, and I believe we are very lucky as marketeers that we have such abilities. Theodorus is asking, is there any way to target only adult viewers? Let's say adults age 25 plus? And how do we do it with LG?
Yeah, certainly. So on the demographic side, we leverage kind of viewership data, time of day, genre, household makeup to build, high confidence inferred demographic data sets. So I think, depending on the type of audience that you are looking to achieve, we can combine viewership and usage and time of day to deliver against those.
Okay, Ed. I believe you covered, Theodoros. If not, put another question on the chat. Okay, let's go to the newest questions. There is a question from Vaso. Viewership data are coming from Nielsen or from which metrics? I believe that viewership data is coming from our LG technologies to the moment.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's really the pinnacle of what we're offering here. So, you know, in general, linear TV measurement is based on a panel, right? A panel of a certain number of homes that is then extrapolated out to the wider market. And that really underpins the trading of linear TV, right, within any given market, a joint currency. We are bringing something new to the table, and that is that each individual device that has opted in and has deployed ACR technology is now feeding viewership data back to LG. So we aren't leveraging a panel-based solution. There is absolute value to those solutions, and they are important components of the linear TV market. But what we're bringing is a really granular device-level data set that is proprietary.
Exactly. I believe this is the great value we bring to the market for the big screens.
We're seeing examples of this being leveraged in many markets across Europe. The joint industry currency panel have a challenge in terms of the granularity of the data set. And actually, many of those joint industry currencies are starting to leverage data sets like the one that LG can provide to increase, you know, the detail of, you know, the measurement that they're providing in this more fragmented ecosystem. You know, we're seeing when those joint industry currencies are leveraging that what they call zero-rated spots are reducing from something like 40% to something more like 10%. So it's a new phenomenon today. You know, outside of the measurement debate, what we're bringing is a chance to use the data for activation.
Exactly, and I believe that in some months from now, we're gonna give a better understanding to the entire market, even for linear, because we're gonna have such qualitative metrics for viewership that will be an amazing as an input itself for the market. So this is for me an amazing added value that we bring to the market rather than the campaign. I mean, the deep knowledge in terms of first-party data and sophisticated targeting to see who is watching real what and what is the real behavior behind. And this is a great combination because we are not here to compete linear budgets. We are here to bring incremental budgets from advertisers to support and to enhance their linear investments. This is, I believe, a nice positioning. So let's proceed with the next questions. Yes, as for pricing and everything, your year will be with you shortly. Let's see the most generic questions.
A very interesting question is about LG users, if they are all registered or not. Konstantinos is asking.
We have some level of registration data. It's complex in terms of what, you know, we're comfortable with leveraging for advertising purposes today. It's potentially a future opportunity, but really the core of the offering today leverages viewership data.
Okay, and another question that just came from George is, do you know how many households do you cover? George, we do believe that because LG TV is a bit expensive, probably one of the most expensive hardware out there, and according to the experience of the other markets, we suppose that 650 devices are translated to households, you know. And when we need to give an estimated reach, according to the global data and to demographics, we can safely say that multiply by 3 or 4 is a safe unique audience estimation for a household of 3 or 4 persons, at least in the Western world, because if we go India, suppose this is a different multiplier. Let's proceed. Georgia, can you read the rest? Questions?
We have some pricing wise, as you mentioned. Let's cover also this. The rotational campaigns are CPM based, yes. And the roadblocks, the exclusive events are time based, so fixed placements, fixed price. Come in contact with us and we will give you more details on pricing rates and exact offerings. What else is there? What is the range of prices of your TV?
Do we have any example results from other countries? How campaigns performed in terms of reach and engagement or whatever other KPI? Ed, bring your international experience.
Thanks. Excuse me. Yes, we absolutely do have a range of experience and different activations across multiple categories, be that food delivery, travel, gaming, media and entertainment advertisers, and we have many also partners across European markets where we have a wealth of kind of campaign data to leverage. So if you're looking for any kind of particular category, we can certainly put together some case studies for you to look through.
We're going to share some successful case studies across different sectors of the market, so you get a better understanding. I suppose Vasilis is asking for how we put the benchmarks in the new media. We'll do it together with you.
Yeah, and what I would say is also this is a new format, right? So we have benchmarks and historical activity, but also I think when you're thinking about activations is from a creative standpoint, make sure that upstream of booking the campaign, you're really thinking about what is the best creative deployment to drive the best possible interaction, on the TV device. And we have some best practices we can share on on the creative side, but we see when it's done well that the results are really great. So I would also share that.
It's always in our business as marketers, creativity and media and software and intelligence combined always. So as for CPM, yes, the price, the rate card will be on a CPM basis for the rotational executions is the answer. And let's see. Panos is asking. Pano, hi Pano. Is there any opportunity to target kid audiences? Do we have any data regarding the ways that we can approach kids?
Certainly, that's leveraging viewership data, application usage data. We are able to build kids-focused audiences. We typically speak to families with kids in the household as opposed to specific kids audiences.
So Panos, just wait for a month and we're gonna ingest everything and come out with amazing data. To the moment, I believe, Ed, we can target, if it's to launch a campaign targeted to kids tomorrow, we can go like content-wise. I mean,
Correct.
contextual-wise. targeting, and of course, time of the day. Let's say, suppose it's a weekend, and we go 10 to 12. We can combine this and that, and we can make sure that we're gonna approach the right audiences. Panos.
Yep, absolutely.
For everything new, most of us and clients are very skeptical, so having some benchmarks is always helpful. Vasily, we are with you after 30 years in the market. We know very well, but it's another story how we, in quotes, educate the market on what to expect and what should expect from each and every media. So CTV is not an online advertising, and it's not a linear advertising. This is a new media coming and bringing, I believe, the best of both to our portfolio of offerings. So let's do it. Isn't it illegal to target kids before 10 o'clock? This is a legal question. I don't know if you have any such question from other countries. Ed, here in Greece, according to the Council of Radio and TV, marketeers are not allowed to deliver, toys and such products, advertising in linear TV earlier than 10 o'clock in the evening, in the night.
What we are finding is that each market has specific regulations, and certainly we work with our partners to make sure that we're adhering to all of those stipulations and requirements. And sometimes those regulations really, as you've mentioned, relate to linear TV, a slightly different experience, but we always err on the side of caution. So we'll be working together with you, Irini, and your team to understand that piece at the local level, and we'll make sure that, of course, we are in compliance across the board.
I believe it's here even more at GDPR, and a question and consent matter than regulation, because I believe, of course, our legal team here in Greece will see and come up with an answer in terms of the regulation. But I believe that we can apply what is applied on online. So in online, nothing is restricted in terms of kids advertising. And I believe, Ed, with the software updates, we always on and on getting the approval and the consent of each and every user. So probably this could be a question, let's say, for a family: do you allow your kids to watch whatever? This is something we can explore, because we are growing along with the market, and we'll come back with an accurate answer for sure. Nicholas, thank you for your question. Any other questions? Do you see any other questions? No. Okay, that's great. I hope we answer most of your questions. We hope that you're gonna fill our inboxes with more and more and more. We are here to launch new campaigns, to explore a new and very interesting media, and we are very, very glad to start it with all of you, and really thank Ed and Alex and Serge and all the LG team that is so close to us and bringing so much attention to a market that, to be honest, is not that big, but we can make it big and interesting with you. We have some three messages, new. Okay. How much is the average CPM in Greece? is there any minimum I offer campaigns? The minimum I offer campaign should be around 12K, and a range of CPM should be around 15 to 18 euros. This is a range. It depends of the targeting criteria and other parameters. So stay tuned. We are here to work with you, Georgia and Chris. Chris, thank you for setting all this webinar. You are amazing. Thank you. And all our team, we are here to make proposals, plans, to brainstorm with you, to see what are the client needs, how we can better meet. So we are open. Let's start working on CTV. Thank you so much for attending the webinar. It was really great, and I hope we soon have a live event to launch LG TV ads. Thank you so much, and enjoy the day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Wonderful.
you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.